Hello and welcome. It is 13:55, that means 1:55 p.m. on Monday, the 13th of May 2024. Hello and welcome. Let's breathe. Hello and welcome again. It seems I have to say this a number of times today. We are opening a healing circle, and the color that came just beforehand is the beautiful turquoise. A light turquoise. This is a healing circle of integration. This is what was shared with me just spontaneously a few minutes ago. As it seems, there are many of us not feeling that great. It is okay, but it seems there are a lot of question marks regarding to our beingness, as we've just passed or still am passing through a very changing integrative time of the last 5 days or so, as we had a number of potent solar energies reaching Earth and in many ways reaching many of us beforehand. Those of us who have a very open, intuitive aura, and those of us who are maybe passing through a time in our life that is very changeable. So we are used that over the last decades or so, many things that defined our being many things that were part of our lifestyle have changed, and for some of us quite a lot. I wish to open this circle as I feel those of us who are sharing here, listening in, and thank you for being here. Really, thank you. It is a way for me to share the input I receive, and with that, it is part of my beingness. There may be many explanations and many things may change. However, like the alphabet, like our counting 1, 2, 3, it is just an architecture to orientate us. So it's not meant to be deterministic. Or with a stellium in the 11th house and despite many efforts, not having been able to bump into like-hearted beings locally. It is a very human way to share this voice and tuning into the energies for all of us, obviously through my lens, through my filter, and it may be very different where you are. Each location is sacred land, but each location is different also. And each being, though there's architecture we share, let's say the colorings, the flavors, what makes us an individual differ. So I would like to place into this healing circle of this beautiful but rich turquoise all our loved ones, and I would like to place Anna and Patrick and Foxy Lady into this circle. Thank you, Anna, for your feedback. It is much appreciated, and wishing you and Patrick and his friend, I believe, all of your lovely animals, particularly your doggy, and it's great. She's doing better, and I'm grateful that you all have each other to go through this experience together, and remembering that a so-called healing crisis is often a chance for really getting close, becoming even better friends, even getting to know oneself and the other person even more so, and going through the waves of the highs and the lows, and often passing through the valleys gives one the chance to gather more energy when things are looking up again. And it seems a lot has been lately about surrendering. So I would like to carry on with this heart base, with compassion, empathy, and loving intention healing list for this circle that is dedicated to support our individual self-healing. And with that, recognize the true power that we have, which has been which has been through some weathering, as we may had to face a lot of doubt maybe in the past. And so this is a time to rejuvenate this inner strength. So going on, I would like to say hi to Kathy Rose from Rose Astrology. We haven't met personally, but I listened certainly through a number of her astrology recordings, and I'm trusting that the recovery of this unfortunate hip replacement, that the worst is now behind you, and that you are healing and that you are gathering your strength. And yeah, with this sunny weather, there is hopefully more energy for resting the body and allowing it to really establish a new, healed, fully functioning body parts and all vessels, and that everything is healing absolutely fine, and that you are in high spirits. And so sending you a big hug, and thank you for asking. It gives beings like me a chance to direct their accumulated healing energy, and I even wasn't meant to use the word healing, was just placed into my mouth, as I would never assume this energy is coming just from this one person. It is coming through, and it is coming from all of us, and it is a collaboration, a cooperation. It is a life force, and through intention and through setting a circle and through repeatedly offering this, and through the strengths of those that also subscribe, and you have the chance to listen, this just grows as an embodied energy field, and it is dedicated to the healing of all, and it's dedicated to the peace. Yes, and before I go on in my healing list, I need to mention maybe placing all of our higher mind in here to heal. As for an empathic human being, it is absolutely not understandable why these conflicts are still going on when there are millions, in fact, I would say, all of us, barring maybe for a few, really wish to have peace in this world, stop all weapons production, and really join together to create communities that support earth and nature and all animals with a cleanup, meaning we are generating cleaner water, cleaner air, cleaner soil, and all nutrients that we need in its organic form. And as I am sharing this with you, I can hear that it's already going on, that actually Earth is purifying itself. It seems with these solar storms, it's not just us personally that are surrendering to the residue of past experiences, and of things like guilt, and things like shame, and things like hunger, and things like lack, and things like doom and gloom, and what was labeled depression, because that in fact does not exist. It is a bad air sickness. Mid-air one means if you find yourself in a situation or in an aura, in or you, or there or you were placed in a place where there negative things happened. With negative things, I mean the power over. When some being or some force, for some reason, thought they are godlike and could destroy and do harm to others, which is actually an impossible thing to do in the new earth. So many of us maybe come from that new earth, have it in their genetics, find themselves on this planet and not recognizing it as in previous, let's call it dimensions. This was all peaceful and the highest culture, and the destruction of, let's say, wisdom and books and art, which on one hand can't be destroyed as it is always going to be in the membrane of the memories of us. However, we were actually able to hold things in our hands and see them with our eyes and feel them with our bodies when we entered certain libraries or certain power places. Yeah, even the word temple is old fashioned and describes an era that is no longer part of our being, as we are these vehicles, and not meaning the ego, meaning our connection to our own origin and divine spark. And you may hear my voice is very raspy. This has just happened. I've not been talking. In fact, I maybe had 2 minutes of chatting with a sibling yesterday, and apart from that, for these last 5 days, I've only been in company of pony and cats and nature, and putting my body onto the earth, into the sun. But really, there were moments and hours and half days when really I was called to rest, totally surrendering. So those of you who may have a physical ailment, an operation that is healing, there are those of us who have a total inside out energetically, and really feeling like rubber, not that one, the tire that hits the road that is really firm. Now this sort of spaghetti like bendable, so feeling like with no life force, vitality, no muscle force, no physical force. Everything seems to go into the energetic body. And while I'm sharing with you, it seems to come out in the throat chakra, which is obviously linked to the one voice we all are, but also the breath, the life force, and also connected to all vital organs. In fact, all organs are vital. Not just the lung and the heart, every organ. It's an orchestra. And so placing all of our bodies into this, integrating healing circle, placing Sunny Pony and my lovely cat, and also the two shy, still in the barn cat that moved in. In fact, all the birds that have their nests here, very welcome to them. Happy to see that the swallows moved into inside the small stable, and that the It's not a blue. It's the one with the yellow belly and the black. So Meise in German. So into the little bird's house nest box outside the stable right above Pony's door, and so that's rather lovely. And many other birds that are here, and their voices are so welcome. And we had rather a cool wind in a way that is quite good because it's been rather warm, not that warm, but warm enough to lie in the sun, and that is what I try to do. And still, Earth seems to take a big, deep breather, and therefore it is difficult to ground with intention. It is difficult to meditate with intention. I had to surrender my entire being all the time, surrender it to the nothingness. I couldn't even think. So, yes, there were some mixed up dreams the last couple of days. There were some strange sensation, also body temperature changing, or feeling cold, to then having this nausea go through the stomach, and then feeling too hot, and having a sweat from nowhere, and um, so that's been a couple of times. And apart from that, really listening and hearing to what body wants, even though the me self wants to go for a long walk on the coast, wants to do things around the house. All I was capable of is just about take care of the four-leggeds. Yesterday I couldn't even cook, so it was just doing the minimum, and yeah, not having eaten, but feeling the need to do so for the grounding. So please, you can keep it light, but you may also feel you need to have something that really stabilizes you, and therefore just follow what your body wants. Being entirely honest with oneself too, and it's sort of gone beyond the thoughts and beyond the feelings. Therefore, placing my body, and please place yours too, into this healing circle, and all our loved ones. So Sunny Pony, cat, all my family. Let's just make some space so we can each name the names of our loved ones into this turquoise circle of healing integration. I would say take a deep breath, and with every out breath, you're placing that loved one into the circle. There may be all sorts of names coming to you, even with family that isn't that close, with acquaintances. This is just what happened for me, so maybe it happens for you too. Just place them there, don't question it, so just place them there. If that comes into you that intuitively, then it is something that has the go ahead to do so. If there is something right now that is needing a solution that wants to be solved, some situation which for some reason isn't embodying, isn't manifesting, before we go further, I would like to place the names of the other beings that I wanted to give a shout out to, and so it is Keith and his plans. I hope everything goes well. A supportive solution is manifesting and wishing much luck with that. Really wishing to place in all the human beings whose career has abruptly stopped or maybe has in the last 5 years and will find it difficult to pay all those bills, and that is really an awful sentence. But I would like to place abundance into this turquoise integrated healing circle because I trust that we are in a time of change where it's not going to be so hard to be supported. Somehow the energies are changing and the old paradigm is leaving and the new isn't yet integrated enough to show a clear way forward. So many of us may feel kind of stranded, wobbly, jelly-like, lost for ideas and lost for words. And yeah, a, a friend said to accept what is, and certainly been practicing this as not clear to some of us why we are finding ourselves at this point in time wherever we are, and despite of our efforts and despite of our absolute pure, I can see how clear our channels are. That's the connection to the entire energy field. Is displaying itself as a funnel, like a bit like what you would call the shushuma, that while the column of light going through, but you can extend this column of light. However, there seems to be a lot of light coming in from above, and it's not anchored. And I'm seeing this white, really, it's a white that one cannot see really on the earth very often, and this really high vibrational light blue that is, yeah, like the most pristine sky that goes on forever. It is just clear. There isn't cloud, there is no environmental anything. Everything is in balance. It's very high vibration, and it seems to make one feel a little bit like we're on top of a mountain, really high one. And it feels very light-headed, and it's not totally mm, uncomfortable. It's almost like the brain is above us a few feet, and it's yeah. So there are new layers integrating into us. And so please don't give up if there are a lot of things literally up in the air where you can't feel what the heck are you doing here right now. When the body feels a sort of totally having no muscle power, and when really the inner longing is just to rest, put no pressure, and absolutely just minimalize whatever needs to be done to the absolute minimum, and totally surrendering with that. Yes, and we must make sure we drink and eat well right now, taking care of us right now. While many of us have been through ascension many times, and in fact, it's coded in our DNA, and we bring it here. That's why some of us are here, as we're holding the architecture, which then gets ignited through these vibrations. So you hear people talk about DNA changing. It's just becoming more visible. Yeah, so it's always been there. It's just not been recognized. So now it's kind of being, okay, you can say it's been switched on, and so the lights are on. And this is why it feels very different. Not to worry is what I am meant to share with you. And really, the integrative circle for energy healing today is really about integrating. So it's a folder or holder to integrate what is us, what is truth, what is important, and it's really very much a clean slate in as much so that it always feels like nothingness. But there is light, and there is a slight bubble. So I can see, I am aware of, with my inner eye of this mm, sheath that is like a layer to it. Yeah. And I don't know whether the same thing is happening with you, but there seem to be a lot of places and pictures of places of the past that have been flashed through, wondering why one needs to think about it. And I suppose this is kind of it's like a um yeah, like almost watching a photo album or something, cinema screen, in remembering us in different situations, different locations with similar feelings, maybe of lostness, of not belonging, of feeling alone, of and maybe the reason they're coming into our memory is because we are infusing now these blueprints we left in having our footprints energetically there. We are infusing them with life energy. Okay, this is really taxing on my stomach area, and there's a lot of energy being cleansed, being coming up. And I will put a link to one of Lori's small videos she did on resting the body and being okay with it, because that reminder helped me in letting go and surrendering. It's not what I wish to do at all. My being is so much on a different picture. I see myself jogging and walking and cycling and doing things, but it's not here right now. So surrendering this and putting all these longings and all these love to have exchanges, love to have looking into the landscape over the water and having some water or coffee and having some laughter with others is so much easier sometimes to be with others and also be in this vibe when we agree that it's just really a strange experience and so much longing for feeling better inside the body. And so I suppose there is a total reset as the mind says we need to physically do things to feel better, and yet the experience said no, you just have to rest and integrate this energy. And even now, sharing this is making you feel better. That is your purpose. So, yeah, I suppose we have lived in this very doing world for such a long time. Now it's more about experiences and also allowing nature to show us the way, show us the path. Okay, there's a few more people that I need to include. I just don't know if I can get the names, so I'm just including them. Yeah, so really lying on earth few hours and not even feeling time. I'm not even feeling better, but it seems I must have charged up this body with a lot of light from the sun and this really very, very, very particular light blue sky and yeah, visualizing visualizing myself swimming in a pool. I don't have one here. This is not the country really to have swimming pools in your house. Anyhow, there are public ones, obviously. There is also other water bodies, but this one was particularly clean water. So symbolically speaking, there may be new technologies for any kind of water body, including public pools, where there is a more natural, yeah, more something based on salt than something based on chlorine. And it just seems that the water itself, healing itself through the light, through these changing bodies that we have. So while this vibration is very high and we're integrating all into this turquoise healing circle, I just would like to thank you so much Whatever you do is supporting Earth, and there is a big peace written in the middle of this circle. We are moving towards this. Never mind what whoever out there is sharing and doing. It's just absolutely, yeah, it's mindless, it's heartless, and it will cease. I just wish it would be right now. I wish it would be yesterday. So whatever karmic imprint it is, maybe we'll just do a big whoosh and sending the part of this energetic healing circle to these areas of conflict, wherever they are, to these areas of where there supposedly is famine, to these areas where there are human being suppressed, to these areas where there are children or mistreated, and to these areas where there are animals that don't have a dignified life, and we are just spreading this energy of absolute love and higher vibration, and yes, freeing Earth of a lot of this. It's a karmic residue, it's just a residue. So placing Earth into our healing circle, and with that all the planets. So many planets are shifting sign, and whether you follow astrology or not, or whether you have a different system, we may have many new systems. Whatever is helping us to understand and to describe the energies as they're changing. So I will close this now because this is going a little bit beyond my capacity for right now. This is all I can give right now, and that is fine. If there is anything, yeah, placing the text system, we need a renewal. And then the school system, and then the health system, it's all kind of the family system, it's all kind of dropping in by itself. The way we make our clothes, everything needs to get healthier, sustainable, and more modular like, and built for lasting. And all the all the technology that is just useless needs to fall away. We only need things that are really organic and sustaining and are based on the natural energy of this planet, and not harvest anything and not pollute anything. Yet the earth is so strong that just like we are currently cleansing out our beingness, so are all systems on earth. So nature is vibrant out there. And so for all of those that can swim in the ocean, lucky you. Well, maybe some of us will go and seek a pool or just take a shower, or just sit in the sun. So thanking you for taking part, and there are still some names that need to come into this healing circle that I cannot fathom, but this is what I'm being told. So in case it's you, just send me a small note, either via the comments, or if you would like it to be more personal, via the email that I will post in the description. And sending all of you lots and lots and lots of love, lots of compassion, lots of healing energy, really, that everything going twice as fast or exponentially fast, that all of us find a joyful project where our talents are needed, where our lifestyle is supported with the resources we need, where we feel whole, where we feel seen and heard, where we feel healthy, where our bodies thrive, where we can eat well, drink clear water, have really some fun, and go into dance or music or painting or any form of creativity. Yeah, making bread, making food for the family, tending to the garden, really just being kind to our pets, giving somebody, yeah, like giving somebody a gift in whatever. Maybe giving flowers comes from the time when we could still pick flowers in the wild, and just thinking of somebody and picking a bunch of flower for them, that was a gift. And wow, maybe all our gardens should be eatable gardens, and all our parks should be eatable parks, and every tree we plant should be a tree that bears fruit or something that we can use. And we have no monoculture, and we live in this thriving garden of earth, and can mix our own paint and paint our walls and invite each other to have dinners and dance and laughter and games. And maybe all of this is coming. I wish it very much. So there seems to be a lot of joy being manifested right now. Yes, so could do with some good laughter. So trusting that all is well and that all is as it should be, and trusting that we are moving in a time of more joy, more laughter, more abundance, and that everybody has what they need to live their dreams. Really, it's a time to do so. Thank you for being there. Thank you for the energies being here. Thank you for the equipment that's giving me the chance to record this and speak to you, and thank all that what is me that intuitively guided me to do so. We are here now. We are here in peace, and we are here in abundance of all life essentials. We are here in joy. We are here in healing, and we are here in love, compassion, and laughter, and in deep peace now, here, everywhere. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for caring. Thank you for being here. Peace now. Thank you.